Have you ever been concerned about a persistent odor that seems to cling to you, despite your best efforts to stay fresh? If you're a woman over 60, you're not alone. We are going to reveal the 7 common hygiene mistakes that might be the culprits, and how to fix them. If you're watching this video, comment "reveal" below. It's more common than you think, and there's no need to feel ashamed. In this video, we'll guide you through 7 frequent errors that could be undermining your confidence and making you feel less than your best. Stick with us until the end to discover these eye-opening insights and learn about practical, doctor-recommended solutions to help you stay clean, comfortable, and self-assured as you embrace your golden years. You'll wish you'd known these tips sooner. 1. Ignoring light leaks. My name is Linda, and I live in Texas. Let me start by sharing something many older women experience but rarely discuss openly: light bladder leakage. It's not something you bring up at book club or over coffee with friends, but it's far more prevalent than most of us realize. I'm not talking about full-blown accidents that send you rushing to the bathroom in a panic, but those small, unexpected leaks that happen when you laugh a little too hard, sneeze during allergy season, or move too quickly while carrying groceries. For years, I dismissed it as a one-off occurrence, convincing myself it was no big deal. It's just a fluke, I'd tell myself, or it's probably because I drank too much tea today. But as time went on, those little moments started adding up, and I noticed something I couldn't ignore: a faint, persistent odor that seemed to follow me no matter how clean I thought I was. At first, I blamed everything else: my laundry detergent, my age, even the fabric of my favorite chair. It never crossed my mind that the issue might be lingering in my undergarments. The truth is, even a tiny amount of urine from these small leaks can settle into your underwear, pants, or even your furniture if you're not careful. If you're like me, you might hang your clothes back up in the closet or toss them over a chair, thinking, "I'll wear these again tomorrow." They're fine. But that's where the problem begins. That tiny bit of moisture creates a breeding ground for bacteria, and bacteria means odor. What's worse, as we age, our sense of smell often weakens, so we might not even notice the problem, but people around us probably do. I remember a moment at a family gathering when my daughter-in-law suddenly suggested I change my sweater because it smelled like the couch. I was mortified, but it was a wake-up call. Doctors emphasize that light bladder leakage, even if it's occasional, isn't something to ignore. It's not just about the inconvenience. It's about hygiene and self-confidence. Thankfully, some solutions don't require you to overhaul your life. Moisture-wicking underwear designed specifically for light leaks or thin incontinence liners can be absolute game-changers. They're discreet, comfortable, and blend seamlessly into your daily routine. I started using liners, and it was like rediscovering my confidence. No more worrying about a faint smell when I leaned in to hug someone or sat through a long meeting. And let's talk about embarrassment for a second, because I get it. It's hard to admit you need these products, but the real embarrassment is when others notice an odor you're unaware of. I wish someone had sat me down years ago and said, "This is normal, and there's an easy fix." So, I'm saying it to you now: don't ignore those little leaks. Protect your dignity, your hygiene, and peace of mind with the right tools. Comment "healthy pairing" if you're excited to learn how to optimize garlic's advantages with the right food pairings. 2. Using the wrong soaps. For years, I was convinced that the key to staying fresh and clean was scrubbing my skin with the strongest, most fragrant soap I could find. Growing up, my bathroom shelf was a rainbow of supermarket body washes: Lavender Bliss, Coconut Paradise, Ocean Mist, you name it. My logic was simple: if it smells powerful and leaves my skin feeling squeaky clean, it must be working, right? Oh, how wrong I was! It took me far too long to realize that those heavily perfumed soaps and body washes were making things worse, especially as I got older. As we age, our skin changes in ways we don't always notice right away. It becomes thinner, drier, and more sensitive, especially in intimate areas. After menopause, those harsh, fragrance-heavy soaps I loved were stripping away my skin's natural protective oils, leaving it irritated and vulnerable. Even worse, they were throwing off my body's pH balance, creating an environment where bacteria could thrive. That's when the odors started creeping in, not because I wasn't clean, but because my skin was fighting a losing battle against irritation. I remember standing in front of the mirror, fresh from a shower, and still catching a whiff of a musty scent by lunchtime. I thought I was doing everything right, slathering on the floral-scented body wash and scrubbing like I was cleaning a cast-iron skillet. It was humbling to learn that my efforts were backfiring. A candid conversation with my doctor changed everything. She explained that as we age, our skin, especially in sensitive areas, needs gentle care, not an assault from perfume soaps. Her advice: switch to a mild, unscented soap, or, in some cases, just warm water. I was skeptical at first. Warm water, that's it. But I gave it a try, swapping my Tropical Breeze body wash for a fragrance-free, hypoallergenic cleanser. Within a week, I noticed a difference. My skin felt calmer, less irritated, and that midday musty smell was gone. I didn't need to freshen up every few hours or douse myself in perfume to mask anything. It was a revelation. Sometimes the secret to smelling clean isn't about adding more scent. It's about removing what's causing the problem in the first place. If you're still reaching for those heavily fragrant soaps, take it from me. Less is more, and your skin will thank you. I believe you're enjoying this video. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. Comment wonderful if you're enjoying this video. 3. Forgetting to change liners and pads regularly. If you're someone who wears liners or pads, whether for light bladder leakage, post-menopausal changes, or just for extra comfort, this one's for you. I used to pop a liner in my underwear in the morning and completely forget about it for the rest of the day. My reasoning: if it didn't feel soaked, it was still good to go. Plus, those things aren't cheap. Who wants to go through a whole pack in a week? But here's what I didn't realize. Even if a liner or pad feels dry on the surface, it's still absorbing tiny amounts of moisture throughout the day. That warm, moist environment becomes a perfect breeding ground for bacteria, which leads to odors that build up slowly but surely. I started noticing a faint sour smell by the evening, especially on busy days when I was running errands or spending time with friends. It made me self-conscious, second-guessing every hug or close conversation in a crowded space. I'd check my clothes, sniff my jacket, even wonder if my deodorant was failing me. It wasn't until I talked to my doctor that I learned the truth. Liners and pads need to be changed every few hours, even if they don't seem full. It's not about being wasteful. It's about protecting your skin and keeping odors at bay. Bacteria don't care if the liner looks clean. They're thriving in that hidden moisture. Making the switch to a more regular changing routine was a game changer. I also discovered reusable, washable liners, which are not only better for my wallet, but also gentler on my skin. I started carrying a small pouch with a few extras in my purse so I could change discreetly during the day, whether I was at work or out with friends. The difference was night and day. That sour scent was gone, and I felt fresher and more confident from morning to night. If you're wearing the same liner from breakfast to bedtime, it's time to rethink that habit. Your skin deserves better, and you'll feel the difference when you prioritize hygiene over convenience. Comment healthy pairing if you're excited to learn how to optimize garlic's advantages with the right food pairings. 4. Wearing synthetic underwear. For years, my underwear drawer was full of those soft, stretchy synthetic panties you find in every department store. They were affordable, didn't ride up, and came in cute colors and patterns. I thought I'd cracked the code on comfort until I started noticing that no matter how often I showered or changed, I felt damp and uncomfortable down there, even on cool days. Worse, there was a faint, persistent odor that seemed to cling to me no matter how much body spray I used. I couldn't figure it out. Was it my detergent? My diet? It wasn't until a visit to my doctor that I got the answer. Synthetic underwear was the culprit. Synthetic fabrics like polyester or nylon might feel soft and look stylish, but they're terrible for breathability. They trap heat and moisture against your skin, creating a perfect environment for bacteria to grow. This is especially problematic if you're dealing with light bladder leakage or the natural changes that come with aging, like post-menopausal dryness or sensitivity. My doctor's advice was simple but eye-opening: switch to cotton. Always cotton. I'll admit, I rolled my eyes a little. Cotton underwear? That sounded like something my grandmother would wear. Plain, boring, and not cute. But I decided to give it a try. I cleared out my drawer and invested in a stack of 100% cotton underwear in neutral colors. The difference was immediate. Cotton is naturally breathable, absorbing moisture and allowing air to circulate, which keeps everything dry and comfortable. No more sticky, damp feeling halfway through the day. My laundry stopped smelling strange, and I felt a confidence I hadn't realized I'd lost. I even found cotton underwear in styles that were just as comfortable and flattering as my old synthetic ones. Proof that you don't have to sacrifice style for function. If you're still holding on to those shiny, stretchy panties because they're familiar or affordable, do yourself a favor and make the switch. Your skin, your nose, and your confidence will thank you. Comfort without odor is always in style. Comment healthy pairing if you're excited to learn how to optimize garlic's advantages with the right food pairings. 5. Not drinking enough water. For years, I operated under a misguided belief that drinking less water was a clever strategy to manage my daily routine. My logic was simple, almost embarrassingly so. If I consumed less water, I'd need fewer trips to the bathroom, which would spare me the inconvenience and potential embarrassment of needing to go during outings, long car rides, or social gatherings. It seemed like a practical solution, especially as I got older and started noticing occasional bladder sensitivity. Less water in, less urgency out, or so I thought. In my mind, it was a foolproof plan to maintain control and avoid awkward situations. What I didn't understand at the time was that this approach was backfiring in ways I hadn't anticipated. Dehydration doesn't just make you thirsty, it changes how your body functions. One of the most surprising consequences was how it affected my hygiene, particularly the odor of my urine. When you don't drink enough water, your urine becomes highly concentrated. It turns a darker shade, sometimes a deep amber, and develops a pungent, sharp smell that's impossible to ignore. This isn't just a minor annoyance. It's a signal that your body isn't getting the fluid it needs to flush out waste effectively. Worse still, concentrated urine doesn't just stay in your bladder. Even a small leak, whether from a moment of laughter, a cough, or just a weak moment, can leave a lingering odor that clings to your skin, your clothing, and even the furniture you sit on. I learned this the hard way. For a while, I chalked up the faint but persistent smell to aging. This is just what happens when you get older, I told myself, resigned to the idea that my body was betraying me. I felt self-conscious, constantly checking myself or avoiding close contact with others, worried they'd notice something off. The turning point came when I decided to experiment with drinking more water. Not huge amounts, just a steady habit of sipping a glass here and there throughout the day. The change was almost miraculous. Within days, I noticed my urine was lighter in color, almost clear, and that sharp, unpleasant odor began to fade. But the benefits didn't stop there. My skin, which had started to look dull and tired, seemed to regain a bit of its glow. I felt more energized, less sluggish. It was as if my body was thanking me for finally giving it what it needed. Drinking more water, I learned, does more than just quench thirst. It helps your kidneys filter out toxins, keeps your urinary system functioning smoothly, and prevents waste from building up in your body. It's like giving your insides a thorough rinse, flushing out impurities, and keeping everything running as it should. For those of us who worry about bladder leaks or frequent bathroom trips, the fear of accidents can make hydration feel like a risk. But I found that with a little planning, like using absorbent liners, scheduling bathroom breaks, or even practicing pelvic floor exercises, you can stay hydrated without sacrificing confidence. Denying your body water is like starving it of a basic necessity. It's not just about hygiene, it's about health, comfort, and feeling your best. So, grab that extra glass of water. Your body will thank you in ways you never expected. Comment healthy pairing if you're excited to learn how to optimize garlic's advantages with the right food pairings. 6. Sitting too long without washing up. Let me be candid. After I retired, my days took on a slower, more sedentary rhythm. I'd spend hours lost in a good book, binge watching my favorite shows, or meticulously working through crossword puzzles in the morning paper. Some days I'd stay in my cozy nightgown well past noon, reveling in the comfort of not having anywhere to be. It felt like a well-earned luxury after years of rushing through life. But what I didn't realize was that this sedentary lifestyle was creating an unexpected problem, one that affected not just my comfort, but my sense of self. When you sit for long periods, especially in warm, snug clothing or on padded chairs, you create a microenvironment in your pelvic area that's warm, humid, and less than ideal for hygiene. Sweat, natural skin oils, and even minor bladder leaks can accumulate in that area, especially if you're not moving around or freshening up regularly. Over time, this moisture and warmth become a breeding ground for bacteria, leading to odors that no amount of body spray or perfume can fully mask. I didn't notice it at first. It's easy to grow accustomed to gradual changes in your own body. But the odor wasn't just a minor inconvenience. It was a subtle but persistent reminder that something wasn't right. The moment that changed everything came during a visit from my granddaughter. She climbed into my lap for a cuddle, as she often did, and with the unfiltered honesty of a child, she wrinkled her nose and said, "Grandma, you smell like something wet." My heart sank, not because she meant to hurt my feelings, but because her innocent observation hit a nerve. She was right. I'd let myself slip into habits that were compromising my dignity, and it stung to realize it. That moment was a wake-up call, one that pushed me to rethink my daily routine. Now, I make a conscious effort to break up long periods of sitting, even if it's just a short walk to the kitchen to refill my water glass or a quick stretch in the living room. I get up every hour or so to keep things moving. More importantly, I've built in a midday hygiene routine. A quick wash with warm water and a soft, clean cloth takes just a minute, but makes a world of difference. I also make it a point to change into fresh clothes daily, even if I haven't left the house. These small changes have restored my confidence and sense of self-respect. It's not about chasing vanity or trying to impress anyone. It's about caring for yourself in a way that feels dignified. Your body deserves that kind of attention, no matter how cozy those long, lazy days might feel. Comment healthy pairing if you're excited to learn how to optimize garlic's advantages with the right food pairings. 7. Neglecting the laundry routine. Let's talk about something we don't often discuss openly: laundry. Not the sheets or towels, but the intimate items: underwear, lounge pants, nightgowns you slip into night after night because they're comfortable and, well, they don't look dirty. I'll admit, I used to be a little lax in this department. If a pair of pants or a nightgown didn't have visible stains or an obvious smell, I'd figure they were fine to wear again. Why add to the laundry pile unnecessarily? It seemed like a practical choice, especially on days when I wasn't doing much beyond puttering around the house. But as I've gotten older, I've noticed that my body and my clothes don't play by the same rules anymore. Even items that looked clean started to carry a faint, lingering odor after just a few hours of wear. It wasn't overpowering, but it was enough to make me self-conscious. I'd put on a fresh pair of pants, and by mid-morning, I'd catch a whiff of something that made me wonder, is that me, or is it the clothes? The answer, I learned, was often both. Doctors and hygiene experts explain that bacteria from sweat, minor bladder leaks, and even your skin's natural oils can embed themselves in fabrics, especially in tight or synthetic materials like polyester or spandex. These materials don't breathe as well as cotton, trapping moisture and odors against your skin. The problem compounds if you're not washing these items thoroughly. Standard laundry cycles, especially with cold water or mild detergents, might not fully eliminate bacteria or odors. Over time, even clean clothes can develop a musty smell that clings to you throughout the day, undermining the fresh feeling of a shower. I used to wonder why I didn't feel as clean as I expected, despite my efforts. It wasn't until I overhauled my laundry routine that I realized how much my clothes were working against me. Now I'm meticulous about my laundry habits. I wash my underwear, lounge pants, and nightgowns separately in hot water, adding a splash of white vinegar to the cycle to neutralize odors and kill bacteria. I make sure everything is fully dried. Damp clothes are a recipe for mustiness, and I never rewear these items without washing them first, no matter how clean they appear. It's a bit more work, yes, but the payoff is immense. There's a quiet confidence that comes with knowing you smell fresh, that your clothes are truly clean, and that you're presenting your best self to the world. It's not just about hygiene. It's about reclaiming control over how you feel in your skin. Trust me, a little extra effort in the laundry room can make all the difference. Ladies, we've just walked through a wealth of insights to help you stay fresh, confident, and comfortable in your golden years. From addressing light bladder leaks with the right underwear to choosing gentle soaps, staying hydrated, and keeping your laundry routine on point, these 7 tips are all about empowering you to take control of your hygiene and feel your best every day. I hope this video has opened your eyes to simple changes that can make a big difference in how you feel and carry yourself. What's one key takeaway you've learned today that you're excited to put into practice in your own life? Maybe it's switching to cotton underwear, changing liners more often, or drinking that extra glass of water. Drop it in the comments below, and let's inspire each other with our stories and tips. Before you go, remember to subscribe, like, and share this video with other women who might find this information helpful. Also, check out other interesting content on our channel for more tips on healthy living and self-care for seniors. It's never too late to feel confident and care for yourself with the dignity you deserve.